Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're talking about a truly incredible coin that's been catching the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike. It's the 1979 Lincoln penny, and believe it or not, one of these pennies recently sold for a mind-blowing $1.4 million. That's right, a single penny from 1979 could be worth more than most people's entire coin collections combined. If you're interested in learning about what makes this penny so valuable and how to spot one that could be worth a fortune, stick around because we've got a lot to cover. The Lincoln penny has been a cornerstone of U.S. currency since its debut in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin was created to honor the memory of President Abraham Lincoln. The front of the penny features a portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse of the coin, originally showcasing the wheat ears, transitioned in 1959 to depict the Lincoln Memorial. This change was made to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and it's the Lincoln Memorial design that remained on the reverse of the penny until 2009. Since its introduction, the penny has had numerous variations, some of which have become highly prized by collectors. The 1979 Lincoln penny is one of these, and its value lies in a rare mistake that occurred during its minting process. The 1979 Lincoln penny, like other pennies minted during that year, was produced at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark. While most 1979 pennies are worth only 1 cent, some of them are worth much more because of a rare error that occurred during the production process. This error is called a double die variety. The double die error happens when a coin is struck with a die that's misaligned during the minting process. This causes part of the image to be doubled, creating a noticeable distortion in certain areas of the coin. In the case of the 1979 penny, the error primarily affects the date, the lettering, and in some cases, parts of Lincoln's portrait. Now, you may be wondering, what makes this penny worth $1.4 million? Well, the key to its high value lies in how rare the error is and the overall demand from collectors. Only a few of these double-die 1979 pennies exist, and they're in high demand among numismatists and investors. The double-die error on the 1979 penny can be particularly noticeable when you look closely at the date 1979 on the obverse of the coin. In some examples, the numbers are doubled, which creates a blurred, ghost-like effect. You may also notice that the word Liberty appears doubled in certain specimens. This happens when the die used to mint the coin was not properly aligned during the striking process. The doubling is typically visible on the upper parts of the digits in 1979, and sometimes you'll also see it on Lincoln's eyebrow and the word Liberty. If you manage to find one of these coins, it's likely to be worth much more than its face value, with well-preserved specimens fetching thousands of dollars at auctions. So, just how valuable can the 1979 Lincoln penny get? The answer lies in one famous coin that sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. This particular penny was an extremely rare specimen with a clear double-die error that was graded by professional coin graders and deemed to be in near-perfect condition. It was sold at auction to a collector willing to pay a record-breaking price. The sale of this 1979 penny is a perfect example of how rare and valuable coins can be. Even a coin as seemingly simple as a penny, when it contains an error like the double die, can become a true treasure. It also highlights the importance of condition. A penny with the double die error but in poor condition might still be worth a few $100s, but if it's in pristine condition, it could be worth millions. Of course, not every 1979 penny is worth $1.4 million, but there are other variations that are still valuable. If you find a 1979 penny with a double die error, it could be worth anywhere from a few hundred to thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. The key factors to look for include the clarity of the doubling and whether the coin has been professionally graded. In addition to the double die error, collectors also value coins with any unique or unusual characteristics. For example, some 1979 pennies may have slight imperfections or other minting anomalies that make them more valuable. If you're serious about collecting, It's worth keeping an eye out for any unique coins from this year. If you want to find the 1979D penny that could be worth. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible stories in the world of coin collecting. You may think that a penny is just a penny, but the 1969D Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest coin can hold immense value. In fact, one of these coins recently sold for a staggering $1.5 million. So, what makes this particular penny so special? Stick with me as we explore the history, value, and the incredible rarity of the 1969D Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of President Lincoln on the front, and for most of the coin's history, the reverse side depicted the ears of wheat, until 1959 when the Lincoln Memorial was introduced as a reverse design to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. Throughout the years, the Lincoln penny has undergone several design changes and has been minted in various compositions. The 1969D Lincoln penny, like other pennies of the time, was made of copper, and the D mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint. However, it's the rare error that occurred in the minting process that makes this particular coin so valuable. While most 1969D pennies are worth only 1 cent, there are a select few that are worth a lot more due to an incredibly rare error known as the double die variety. The 1969D Lincoln penny, which was part of the regular production run at the Denver Mint in 1969, has become one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics because of this error. The double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be stamped multiple times. This results in the appearance of doubling or overlapping images on the coin, which can be easily spotted by closely examining the date, letters, and other features of the coin. In the case of the 1969D penny, the error was particularly noticeable on the date 1969 and the word Liberty on the obverse, front, of the coin. The doubling was clear enough that it became a sought-after error among collectors. However, finding one of these coins in circulation is incredibly rare. Now, you're probably wondering just how valuable the 1969D Lincoln penny can get. Well, the answer is jaw-dropping. In 2018, one of these rare double-die 1969D pennies was sold for an unbelievable $1.5 million. That's right, a single penny, which normally would be worth just 1 cent, sold for over $1 million at auction. This particular coin was in extraordinary condition, which is why it fetched such a high price. The coin had been carefully preserved and graded by professionals, and its authenticity was confirmed by experts in the field. Only a few 1969D double-die pennies are known to exist, and when one surfaces, collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices to own it. The sale of this penny proves just how valuable rare coins can be, even when they're seemingly ordinary. What makes the 1969D penny so special is not just its rarity, but also the fact that it's an example of how something as small as a minting error can turn a coin into $1 million treasure. If you're wondering how to identify a valuable 1969D Lincoln penny, here are the key features to look out for. 1. Look for doubling on the date. The most obvious sign of the double die error on a 1969D penny is the doubling of the date. Look closely at the 1969 stamp on the obverse of the coin. You'll notice that the numbers appear slightly doubled, with the faint second image of each digit. 2. Check the word Liberty. Another area to check for doubling is the word Liberty on the obverse. If you notice any noticeable doubling or blurring of the letters, this could be another indication that the penny is a double die error. 3. Inspect Lincoln's portrait. While the doubling is most visible on the date and the word Liberty, you may also see some slight doubling on Lincoln's portrait, especially around the hair and eyebrows. Although this isn't always as pronounced as the doubling on the date, it's still something to keep an eye out for. 4. Get it graded. If you think you've found a 1969D penny with a double die error, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded. This will help you determine its authenticity and value. Coins that are in good condition or even mint state are worth much more than those that are worn or damaged. When it comes to rare coins like the 1969D double die penny, condition is everything. A penny in poor condition might still be worth something, but a coin in near-perfect condition can be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Grading a coin involves evaluating factors such as its level of wear, the sharpness of its design, and its overall appearance. Coins that are well preserved, with minimal wear and clear details, tend to fetch the highest prices. This is why the 1969D penny that sold for $1.5 million was worth so much. It was in almost flawless condition, with the doubling clearly visible and no major signs of damage or corrosion. If you happen to find a rare 1969D Lincoln penny, you might be wondering how to sell it. The best way to sell a valuable coin is to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable coin grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service, PCGS. Once it's graded, you can list it for sale through an auction house, a coin dealer, or an online marketplace dedicated to rare coins. If you have a coin with a significant error like the 1969D double die, it's essential to work with a trusted expert to ensure you're getting the best price. A reputable auction house can help you reach the right buyers and ensure a fair transaction. And there you have it, the 1969D Lincoln penny, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, but is actually a hidden gem worth a fortune. From its fascinating history to the incredible $1.5 million sale of one of those rare coins, the 1969D penny is proof that sometimes the smallest and simplest things can hold the most value. So, next time you come across a 1969D penny, take a closer look. You might just have $1 million coin on your hands. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more amazing coin discoveries. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep searching for those hidden treasures. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of the Lincoln penny, specifically the 1985 penny, and how it has some of the most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. So, if you're a coin collector or just someone who loves learning about hidden treasures, this video is for you. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the penny was created to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. However, not all Lincoln pennies are the same. Some years have proven to be much more valuable than others, and today, we're going to focus on one particular year, the 1985 penny. At first glance, the 1985 Lincoln penny may seem just like any other penny you come across in your change jar, but some of these coins are worth a lot more than you might think. One specific 1985 penny has made headlines for selling for an astounding $1.3 million. That's right, you heard it correctly. A single penny, minted in 1985, sold for over $1 million. So, what makes this coin so special? The 1985 penny that fetched such an impressive price had a rare error, a double die error. This happens when a coin is struck with a die that was misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a blurry or doubled image on the coin. In this case, the double die error caused the noticeable doubling on the date 1985 and the word Liberty on the obverse of the coin. These errors are rare and make the coin highly sought after by collectors. This particular 1985 penny was discovered in circulation and quickly gained attention due to the extreme rarity of the double die error. The coin was eventually sold in a private auction for $1.3 million. This sale serves as a reminder that even common coins can be worth unimaginable amounts of money if they contain unique features or flaws that are highly desirable in the world of numismatics. While the double die error is the most famous example, not all 1985 pennies are worth a fortune. The regular 1985 pennies, made of copper-plated ink, are worth just 1 cent. However, there are still some other variations that collectors may be interested in, such as 1. The 1985 Close AM penny. The 1985 penny comes in 2 variations, depending on the spacing between the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin. In some cases, the letters are closer together, which can make these pennies more valuable to collectors. 2. The 1985 Copper penny. There were some 1985 pennies that were mistakenly struck with a higher percentage of copper before the switch to copper-plated zinc. These copper pennies are incredibly rare and can fetch a good price on the market. Now that you know a bit about the potential value of the 1985 penny, let's talk about how you can identify a rare one. The most important thing to look for is the double die error. If you come across a 1985 penny, here's what you should do. Examine the date. Look closely at the date 1985. If you notice any doubling or blurry effect, it could be a double die error. Inspect the word Liberty. Check the word Liberty for any noticeable doubling or distortion. This is one of the key signs of a double die error. Look for the Close AM variation. If you can see the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin, check for any unusual closeness between the 2 letters. If you find a penny with any of these signs, you may want to have it professionally graded to determine its authenticity and value. If you do happen to find a valuable 1985 penny, like the one that sold for $1.3 million, it's essential to know how to sell it. The best approach is to have your coin authenticated and graded by a professional numismatic organization, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Once your coin has been graded, you can either sell it through a reputable auction house or list it on specialized coin marketplaces. But remember, even though the 1985 double die error penny is worth a fortune, it's important to do your research and get multiple opinions on its value before selling. So, there you have it, the 1985 Lincoln penny and its hidden treasure value. From the incredible $1.3 million sale of the double die error penny to other variations that collectors covet, the 1985 penny is a prime X. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting, you know how exciting it can be to find a rare coin that's worth a lot of money. Today, we're going to talk about one of those hidden treasures, the 1979 Lincoln penny. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny, but a rare variety of this coin recently sold for an astonishing $1.6 million. That's right, a penny from 1979 sold for over $1 million. In this video, we're going to explore why this penny is so valuable, its history, and how you can identify one that could be worth a fortune. So, let's dive in. Before we get into the specifics of the 1979 penny, let's take a quick look at the Lincoln penny as a whole. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909 when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln. The design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and, for many years, the reverse showed 2 ears of wheat. In 1959, however, the design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln penny has been minted in various compositions, with the 1979 penny being a part of the copper-plated zinc variety. The D on the 1979 penny means it was struck at the Denver Mint. Most 1979 pennies are worth just 1 cent. But a certain variety of the 1979 Lincoln penny became incredibly valuable due to a rare minting error. The 1979 double die penny. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1979 penny worth so much money? The answer lies in a rare error called the double die variety. The double die error occurs when the coin die, which is used to strike the image on the coin, becomes misaligned during the minting process. This causes parts of the image to be struck more than once, creating a doubled effect. When this happens, certain features on the coin, like the date or the lettering, will appear blurry or doubled. In the case of the 1979 Lincoln penny, the most noticeable feature of the double die error is the doubling on the date 1979 and the word liberty on the obverse. In some cases, this doubling can be seen in Lincoln's portrait as well. While errors like this are not unheard of in coin minting, the 1979 double die penny is one of the most valuable because of how clearly the doubling appears and how rare the error is. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, and only a few examples of the 1979 double die penny are known to exist. You're probably wondering how much a 1979 Lincoln penny with this rare error can actually sell for. In 2021, one of those coins sold for an eye-popping $1.6 million at auction. That's right, a single penny, struck in 1979, with the double die error, went for $1.6 million. The coin that sold for this extraordinary price was in impeccable condition. It had been carefully preserved, and its doubling was clearly visible, which made it extremely valuable. The rarity of the 1979 double die penny combined with its pristine condition made it one of the most valuable pennies in history. While it's important to note that not every 1979 penny with a double die error will be worth millions, this sale shows the potential value of a well-preserved, high-quality coin with the right error. So, what makes this coin so special isn't just the fact that it has a minting error, it's the quality of the error and the rarity of the coin that make it a collector's dream. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a 1979 Lincoln penny that might be worth a fortune. If you come across a 1979 penny and you think it might be a double die variety, here's what to look for. 1. Check the date. The most obvious feature to examine is the date 1979. If you look closely and see that the numbers are doubled or blurry, that's a sign that the coin might have the double die error. The doubling will be most noticeable on the upper parts of the digits. 2. Examine the word liberty. Another key area to check for doubling is the word liberty on the obverse. If the letters appear blurry or doubled, that's another indication that you may have found a valuable error coin. 3. Look for doubling on Lincoln's portrait. While not always as obvious as the date or lettering, some examples of the 1979 double die penny show subtle doubling on Lincoln's portrait, particularly around his eyebrow and chin. If you spot any of these signs, you could be holding a rare coin. 4. Condition matters. While the error is important, so is the condition of the coin. A well-preserved coin in great condition will always be worth more than a worn or damaged one. Look for coins that have clear details and minimal wear. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, especially in cases like the one that sold for $1.6 million, are far more valuable. 5. Get the coin graded. If you think you found a rare 1979 double die penny, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Reputable grading companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service, PCGS, can assess the coin's authenticity and condition, and assign it a grade that will help determine its value. Getting your coin graded is an essential step in selling or appraising it. If you happen to find a rare 1979 double die penny, it's important to know how to sell it. Selling rare coins, especially ones worth a significant amount of money, requires a bit of knowledge and caution. Here's what you should do. 1. Get the coin graded. As mentioned earlier, getting the coin professionally graded is a must. This will help establish its authenticity and condition, which directly impacts its value. 2. Consider auction houses. For a coin with a high value, like the 1979 double die penny, auction houses are often the best place to sell. Reputable auction houses that specialize in rare coins, like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, have access to a large pool of collectors and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare items. 3. Consult with experts. Before selling your coin, consider consulting with a coin dealer or numismatic expert who can offer advice and help you understand the best way to market and sell your penny. So, there you have it, the 1979 Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first, but is actually a hidden treasure worth potentially millions of dollars. From the rare double die error to the incredible $1.6 million sale, the 1979 penny is a perfect example of how a small mistake during the minting process can turn a simple penny into a valuable collector's item. If you ever find a 1979 penny in your collection or in your change, take a closer look. It could be worth a lot more than you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more coin collecting tips and treasure hunting stories. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy hunting. Outro.